Okay, so the more I thought about this, the more weird it kind of gets, and I just wanted to kind of put my thoughts out there in a video to try and make sense of it and see what people think. So, the Act 5 of Dan Heng's As I've Written section has a post-Amphoreus moment in it, seemingly, because he's talking to the rest of the Express, including Himiko and Welt, who are not present on Amphoreus. And it mentions the appearance in the universe of creatures similar to the ones we find in Amphoreus, like the seals are mentioned and the dromus are alluded to. And that brings an interesting concept up, that the Coreflames / authorities, or whatever you want to call them, from Amphoreus are able to impact the active real universe, even though those Coreflames / authorities were based on existing paths, but are not those paths technically. And I'm curious how. And it's clearly an influence of Dan Heng being involved, meaning by connecting the authority of Earth to a scion of permanence, somehow that's resulting in entities tied to this simulation and tied to this made up technically authority that's only part of the cave that Liger set up to represent one of the actual paths, impacting reality to a point where now those species are actually naturally appearing in worlds that Dan Heng isn't even on. He's not there. This is just stuff he saw in the databank happening in other worlds. How in the hell? We know that the permanence has impacted other worlds before. Their children are actively shown connected to other star systems and things, even if we haven't personally visited them in a Myriad Celestia trailer. We also know that the Vidyadhara in their original states had far more power until they progressively just got outcompeted in their original world. So what power do the High Elders have? Like, clearly they possess power enough to subdue plague marks to the point where, you know, the Xianzhou treats them in high regard. But this is just something passively happening as a result of Dan Heng existing and having interacted with this made-up authority, technically. So do these Coreflames actually resonate with the original paths that they're on? Or is it just simulative? Is this an impact of Amphoreus potentially being made into a real world? Or is it something else and it's to do with just Dan Heng and his potential influence on the world? And if so, how is he this powerful already? And how is this the first time we are seeing an example of the permanence or a sign of permanence having an interaction or knowing about something and it actively changing the universe and the species that can manifest in it? We don't have a precise explanation as to why or how this is happening. If it's Dan Heng, if it's the Coreflame, if it links back to the original path. And I want an answer, because I only realized when editing my reaction to the actual story that, yeah, I was surprised then and I'm still confused by it now. What do you all think? Because this is the only example of information. I kind of hope that Dan Heng, like when we get him for free, is going to clarify why this is the case. But until then, and there's not even a guarantee he will, but until then, it's a huge question mark still. One that I find really cool, but I don't get it, and I want to understand it. But yeah, let me know your thoughts and feelings on this, because the more I think about it, the more I'm interested in the reason. Until next time though, have a good night, morning, day, whatever time it is, wherever you guys are in the world, and take care of yourselves. Bye guys.